We are dear friends, nothing more, nothing less. You are welcome to land of rising sun. There is a land that is full of natural resources. I pretend divided us during colonization. No, no, we are generous and industrious. Naturally, we are educationally, we are loaded. Mentally, we can check around the world. Mama, Papa, can go see the French.
Mechi, you're welcome. Mechi Jones.
Anywhere you from,
Elena, you're welcome.
Come and see who we are.
Welcome,
You are welcome. Welcome to
share the broadcast as you join. Share on your platform. Share your WhatsApp group. Share any place you belong. Share. Thank you, Elena. All hail Biafra. Thank you for joining. Please like and share. As you join the broadcast, you like and you share on your own platform. Like and share as you join.
Anywhere you from, around the world, come and see who we are. You are welcome. Welcome to Biafra. Everybody sing, you are welcome. Quality education, we can be partners. If you're ready for innovation,
Thank you so much for joining Aku. Please share the video on your platform. Click like and share. As you are watching, you like and share so that other people can join us. We are starting very soon. Amaka, you are welcome.
what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isobo. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets and telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. I had in Sosine Bigebi. He said,
Welcome, my fellow Biafrans. Thank you so much for joining. Any place you're joining from, I appreciate you. I thank everybody who has been able to connect to this very program this evening. Willie Atims, thank you so much for joining. Willie Atims, Amaka Nwamadu, thank you so much for joining. And every other person that is there on the background, either I mentioned your name or I didn't mention your name, I appreciate you so much. More especially those people that are watching from Biafra land, like my brother Willie Atims. I appreciate every one of you who is spending your time to connect in the program that we are doing online. I appreciate you so much. Against all the intimidation and attack, yet you spend your time and you spend your money to connect to our program and watch. I appreciate you so much, and I pray that Chukwu Kakabiama will guide and protect every one of you that is in Biafra land. Thank you so much. Amuku, I thank you so much for joining. Please, everybody that have connected, any place you are joining from, special thanks to you. I thank you. And as you join, please click the like the video. When you click like, you are equally making others to get the notification and come, because the social media, they don't help us to send the notification. You are going to help us to make sure that the notification get to all Biafran people. You will make sure that the notification get to all Biafran people by clicking the like. When you click the like, it will go to everybody that is associated with Biafran issue, and also any platform you belong, any WhatsApp group you belong, share it there. That is how you can be able to help us to propagate this gospel and make sure it reaches to everybody. Please try and like. Thank you so much. Today we have come back once again, as we always do. I'm sorry yesterday I wasn't able to come and broadcast yesterday. I wasn't able to broadcast yesterday due to some certain issues. And today I've just come to make sure I speak to my fellow Biafrans, but it's going to be very brief. I'm not going to spend much of your time. Just give me a little time so that we can spend this time together. Every one of us know what today is. Today is Monday. Today is Monday. Number one, you know that it's a day that every one of us is sitting at home for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We sit at home a day we show the world that we are not in support of the incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Diana Egumbiade, thank you so much, Diana, for joining. I appreciate you so much, Diana. Thank you for joining. You're always there for me. I thank you so much for your support. So today is a day that every one of us have chosen to sit at home for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu incarceration, illegal kidnap, to make the world know what is going on in the Zoological Republic today, Monday. And I bet you today, in Biafra land, people are sitting at home. It was a total shutdown. People, I saw many videos. Most of you must have seen videos and pictures that are emanating from Biafra land to show how the whole place was locked down. In case you have not seen, if you go to my platform, you're going to see some videos there. My platform on Facebook and on my page, you will see some of the videos there, which I'm going to upload also more. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. But most importantly, why I came online today is to discuss about the appeal court of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The appeal court case of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every one of you know what transpired. That after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, through the grace of Chukwu Okabe, have won in their court, in their own court in the Zoological Republic. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu won in their court, in appeal court. And he won outstandingly. There is no way two ways about it. It was a clear defeat to the Zoological Republic. They couldn't hold the defeat. They couldn't cover their shame. They couldn't cover their shame. They don't know how to control their shame, and they went ahead to go for another appeal on the judgment that was passed in appeal court. You know, initially we thought that the case was going to hold in the Supreme Court. They said it was going to be in the Supreme Court appeal, but all of a sudden, at early hours, announcement come from the information came from the legal counsel that it's going to be an appeal court. So they appealed the judgment on the same appeal court. But most disgraceful thing that happened is that the three judges who were involved in the previous judgment were transferred from the appeal court. The three judges who were involved in the former case were transferred from the appeal court and sent to different places. They were sent out. This is the most disgraceful thing you can see in a government. You see, when we begin to tell you that the Zoological Republic is shameless, Zoological Republic had nothing to offer, the Zoological Republic is uncontrollable, and there is no way you can amend it. There is nothing any man, any human being can do to amend the situation of the Zoological Republic. You think it's a joke. Now you can see it. And when we say that the judiciary is in the hand of the presidency, the legislator is in the hand of the presidency, there is no difference between all of them. When you talk about the present judiciary and their legislator, and you talk about the president, they are one body. It is one person that is speaking in all of them. It is one person controlling these three arms of the government. It's supposed to be three arms of government in the real sense of it. It's supposed to be three arms of government. Each one has to be independent on their own. But since the terrorists took over the Zoological Republic, since the late Muhammadu Buhari took over, you saw what he did. First of all, he destroyed the judiciary when he took away Onoye without any legal procedure. He took away Onoye without committing any offense. He just took him away and threw him and brought his brother. Since then, judiciary have not been themselves anymore. Since then, it has become worse and worse and worse and worse every day. All of a sudden, three judges in the Supreme Court gave a unanimous decision that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released unconditionally. And they went further to say that no court in that Zoological Republic had any right to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in any of their court. The same appeal court said that. And what did they do? Because their presidency is in charge, they are in charge of the judiciary. They went and took away all those judges who were there in the appeal court, whom Chukwu Okabema used to reveal the truth, whom Chukwu Okabema touched their heart and their conscience that they were able to reveal the truth. They took them away and transferred them to various places. But I thank Chukwu Okabema. All things worked for good for them that trust Chukwu Okabema. And every single thing they are doing is working for our own good. Every single thing they are doing in that their Zoological Republic against the Biafra people, it turns out to be for our own benefit. That is why I'm not bothered about transferring those people. At least it will be on record. It will always be on record that a court in the Zoological Republic proved Mazi Nnamdi Kanu innocent and said that he should be released unconditionally. I am trying to establish this fact so that you know where we are coming from. I'm just establishing this fact so that you will know actually where we are coming from. Don't forget that. That is the confidence you have to have. Please like and share. As you're joining, you like. Click like so that other people can connect. Click like as you're joining. Like the video. When you like, other people can connect to us so that we can pass this information around. There are so many people who are not getting the actual information. That is why we come online to give the actual information, because you cannot get that in the conventional media. There are so many things we have to tell you here that you cannot get on the conventional media. So as I was saying, knowing fully where we are coming from, it's been established that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. In their own court made it true. Their own court proved Mazi Nnamdi Kanu innocent. 3 judges, not that one or two agreed and one disagreed. The 3 judges in the appeal court unanimously agreed and said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was innocent and should be let go. They concluded that the extra rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is illegal, is a criminal act, and the government have no right to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under any legal means when they have already performed illegality. And they said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be let go. He was discharged. And when we talk about discharge, they begin to explain discharge. They say not acquitted. The discharge pronounced on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case is equal to acquitted. It's equal to acquittance. It doesn't matter the grammar they use. That is what it means. That he has no case against him. They should let him go. Discharge him. When you say discharge, it lets him go. 3 judges in the appeal court say let him go. This is Zoological Republic. And the late Muhammad Buhari, they couldn't hold their shame. They could not hold their shame. They went further to say they were going to appeal it. And everybody thought it was just a joke. But I know that whatever the Fulani say, they do it. Don't take anything that the Fulani man say for a joke. Anything that the Fulani man said, either jokingly or a threat, they are going to carry it out. Don't play with it. They said they were going to appeal. And all of a sudden, we heard that they have served our legal team the appeal. And on reaching to the appeal court today, initially we thought it was going to be in the Supreme Court, but at the earlier ones, they said it is in the appeal court. So in the appeal court today, everything started afresh. They begin to argue again about the extra rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They begin to talk about that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail. Things that the cases that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have won point blank. Even right from our Abia State, they got a judgment there about the attack of the home of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is the foundation of his leaving the country. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail anywhere. Even a blind man, even a child in the Zoological Republic today, a child today knows that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have not jumped bail. But today, in the appeal court, that same thing was brought back. The lawyer of the government begin to revisit those things, and the stupid man in that appeal court continued to listen. Well, I don't blame him. He has no choice. He was there listening. And they brought it back again, talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu extraordinary rendition. How legal it is, how illegal it is. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jump bail, he didn't jump bail, that he was standing trial before he left and all that. Things that have been quashed. Even by Bintan Yako and the appeal court. All of a sudden we are revisiting back again. And after much speaking of their useless grammar that doesn't hold water, I said it from the beginning that the only mission they had is to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and make sure they keep him under lock and key. And they came out by saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release is going to create insecurity in the country. This is the only thing they were holding in their hand, not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Their judgment and their argument was that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to create more insecurity. This is what the argument they were making today. After telling us sort of cock and bull story that doesn't hold water about the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jumping bail, about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu extradition, how illegal is it and how they came back and began to agree that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it will be a security threat to the Zoological Republic. That for security reasons, that he will not be released. This was the argument that was being made in the court today. In a simple terms, they say if they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that insecurity is going to be increased. The country will be under threat, that he will not be released. This is the argument that the government lawyer is making. Why our own lawyer is making a case, telling them that the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is actually going to create, it's going to bring security. It's going to bring peace. It's going to bring unity. It's going to make the whole situation to calm down. That the only option they have is to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu if they want the situation to be calm. But I bet you, the Fulani man doesn't want the situation to be calm. And that takes me to the revelation of Obadiah Melafia. Obadiah Melafia told you that the Fulanis, if possible, they want to create war in the Zululand Republic in 2022. Obadiah Melafia made that revelation. That was why they killed him. Every one of you can remember Obadiah Melafia. The video is still there. Don't forget that man so soon. Obadiah Melafia made that revelation on a live TV. That the Fulanis are ready to cause war. They are ready to create war in 2022. And people took it for a joke. When you see what they are doing with the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, these people are not ready to let go. They want to create war before ever they can let go. That is what they want. Our lead counsel tried to explain this to them, that keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu inside is going to create more chaos. It's going to create more problem for you. It will make you to face more challenges. The best way for you is to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But because of their criminality and wickedness, because they have their own agenda, that is why they refuse. And they are making that silly argument that releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to bring insecurity. I tell you, when Chukwu Okikabema want to kill a man, he will make him deaf and dumb. When Chukwu Okikabema want to kill a man, if Chukwu Okikabema want to kill a man, want to destroy a man, he will first of all make that man deaf and dumb. He will not be listening. No matter how you advise him, he will never listen. No matter how you advise him, he will never listen. And I saw our lead counsel, Michael Zekoman, a very good man, was speaking up to the extent of kneeling down on their behalf, begging them that the only solution is to let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go. If they don't let him go, whatever they see, they will be held responsible for whatever happens. And I tell you, things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. I said, all things work for good to them that love Chukwu Okikabema. And I trust the man who is in charge of the situation today, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Mazi Simon Ekpa is not relenting on his word. I trust him 101%, and I love his ideas. I love his steps. Every one of you must have heard the broadcast he made yesterday. And the broadcast he made yesterday, you see how they explain. When you listen to the broadcast Mazi Simon Ekpa made yesterday, you will begin to understand the state we are in. You see, when we talk about the state we are in, some people don't understand it. When we are talking about the state we are talking about that everybody wants to be security conscious. Mainly our brothers and sisters in Biafra land. When we talk about the state that we are in, some people don't get it. Some people don't get it. If you pay attention to the broadcast of Mazi Simon Ekpa yesterday, the State of the Nation broadcast, you will begin to understand the way we are. And let me tell you, we are not slowing down. Please like and share this video. Click like. That is the simplest thing you can do. Click like so that other people can come in. We are in a critical time, a time that every one of us must get the information. As you are joining, like the video and share on any platform you belong. Any platform, any WhatsApp group, to family and friends. If you have people in Nigeria, cut it out and send to them. Share to them so that people can watch. That is the least you can do. And it is that is the role every one of us have to play. Information is key. It is no longer a joke. The Fulanis are ready to fight the war against Biafra people. Just as they brought it upon us. Just as they brought it upon us before. They are doing it again. They are ready to do it again. And they are planning to do it again. They are moving ahead to do it again. And they are not slowing down. If you think the Fulanis, they are not slowing down one bit. That is why you have to be happy. That Chukwu Okikabema gave us a man that is equal to them. We are going to speak in the language that they understand. We will speak in the language that the Janjaweed will understand. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I thank Chukwu Okikabema. You see, the very day that judgment will pass in the court, I said it in my broadcast. I said, my joy is that today, a court in the Zululand Republic has proved Mazi Nnamdi Kanu innocent. It is a plus to our struggle. So, whatever we do today, whatever we do in the course of their illegal detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are right. It is justified. Anything we do going forward is justified. if they can be shameless to go back to their court and begin to appeal a judgment that was given by 3 judges. 3 judges in appeal court. 3 judges in that same court. How can you tell me that 3 judges, even if they were bribed, how can 3 judges be bribed at the same time? Even if they don't have conscience, how can 2, 3 of them, their conscience die at the same time? 3 judges unanimously said, let him go. 3 judges came together unanimously and said, let him go. And instead of letting him go, what did you do? What did you do? You refuse. You are telling us that releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be economic, will be security threat to the Zoological Republic. Now you're going to see what we have been saying, that we are going to make the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu much more expensive than you can ever imagine. You're going to see more. You will see hell. That which you have sold, you are going to buy. That which you have sent for, we will give it to you to buy. It is no longer a child's play. That is why most of the time when I broadcast, I talk to my people, mainly our brothers and sisters in Biafra land. They have to stay awake. They have to stay awake. If you listen to the broadcast of our brother Mazi yesterday when he was broadcasting, he enumerated what people have to do, how you have to prepare yourself for the days ahead. A lot of things are going to happen. A lot of things are going to happen. A lot of things are going to happen. So many things are going to happen. If you are in Biafra land, you have to wake up, clean your ears, pay attention to things that are happening. Listen to Voice of Biafra, 97.5 FM. Pay attention to it. Pay attention to all the autopiloted platform. Follow Mazi Simon Ekpa on his Twitter handle. Follow him on his platform on daily basis. If you cannot listen to all the program because alone, cut it short, and if it takes you days to listen to it. When you come to platform, you come here, like and share, so that if people get information is power. Information is power. We don't want anybody to be left behind. We want to carry everybody along. It has now become much clearer that they do not want to let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And as they refuse to let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will see water to the last. The code water, they are going to see it on a high definition. They are going to receive water on a high definition, because it is now clear their intention. Their intention is very, very clear. For any idiot to come in a court and begin to make a case that releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to create a security threat to them. Who cares? Who cares? You are abusing somebody's human right. You are abusing somebody's human right, and you are talking about security. What security threat are you talking about? Who cares about the security threat? The insecurity you see in the Zoological Republic, mainly in the south, is created by that same zoo. It is the zoo with their terrorist military. The terrorist military, they are the ones creating the insecurity that you are seeing in Biafra land. Even while they are creating that insecurity, they are still bold. They are still bold to tell you and I that they will not let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go. The audacity of the Fulanis. The audacity of the Fulanis. Sometimes I begin to imagine what is giving them that God to do what they do. Sometimes I begin to think, where do they hang their own life? Sometimes I begin to think, what is giving them that audacity to deny an innocent man a court in your own country? A court. It is not a court in Biafra land. It is not my own court. It is not a court established by IPOB. A court established by the Zoological Republic with their own judges. 3 of them in that court unanimously said, let this man go. He's innocent. And shamelessly, you came back in that same court. In that same court that want to correct your illegality, that want to correct the crime you have committed. You came to that court. What you did first of all was to throw away the 3 judges there. You transferred them and you brought a new judge. Let us watch and see. Let us watch and see. This is a case that has solved itself. The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. I believe the whole world is watching. But of course, we don't care whether they watch or they do not watch. But the most important thing is that they are seeing what is happening. So that when we begin to act, nobody is going to blame any Biafran for taking any action. Nobody will blame any Biafran for taking any action because of the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Illegal detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. First of all, you went to Kenya. You kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu illegally. Nigerian government and Kenyan government connived and kidnapped a citizen of another country and brought him into the zoo. After torturing him for good 8 days, torture alone is against human rights. It's against international law. They violated that law. They extradited him to Nigeria. That was another crime they committed. And after bringing him back, they are still holding him up to today. Mazi Nnamdi is still under solitary confinement. Mazi Nnamdi has not yet have access to his glasses. No doctors have to check Mazi. His doctors have not been able to see him, check him. They are not feeding him properly. He doesn't sleep well. He is still under solitary confinement for more than a year after abusing all his rights. After abusing all his rights and denying him every right he has. Now, your own court say, let this innocent man go. He has not committed any crime. Your own court, not my court. Your court said, let this man go. He has not committed any crime. And yet, you are bent on holding him. When Chukwu Okike will destroy a man, he will make him deaf and dumb. And this is a confirmation that the zoo has come to an end. When you are hearing the zoo has, if you don't know, this very issue should make you know that the zoo have come to an end. And for those of them who are gallivanting, talking about election, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you are a Biafran from Biafra land at this stage, you are still talking about election. At this state of this kind of impunity, this kind of madness, you are still talking about election. You are a mad person. You are sick. You are sick, and you are one of those who is going to pay dearly for what is going on. You are going to pay dearly for what is going on. We can never stop or relent in our effort. It doesn't matter the language they speak. It doesn't matter the grammar they bring. It doesn't matter the angle they come from. Let me tell you, every single Biafran, wherever you are on the planet Earth, the time has come. The time has come. We are counting days, don't forget. We are counting days now. We are counting days. We are not talking about year. We are counting days for Biafra to be declared. And no man born of a woman can stop the coming of Biafra in 2023. Even the Janjaweed knows it very well. The Janjaweed themselves, they know it very well that Biafra is coming. That is why you see them doing all they are doing. They want to steal as much as they can steal. They want to kill as much as they can kill. They want to take as much as they can take. But let me tell you, you will only fall victim if you are not paying attention. Any Biafran or anybody from southern part of Nigeria that falls victim, it is because you choose to. Anybody that fall prey, if you fall prey to these criminals, it is because you choose to. Because every information you need is out there. Every day we come online, we shout, we talk, we tell you, man, Samuel Nepa is broadcasting on daily basis. After busy schedule of so many meetings, he will come and broadcast and tell you what to do and what not to do. But so many of us are not paying attention. Instead, you are busy paying attention to gossip. Instead, you are busy paying attention to gossip that will not take you anywhere. Gossip that will not take you anywhere. Why you see the attack that is coming upon us? For those of you who think it's a joke, if you have common sense, if you have not watched the broadcast of Mazi yesterday, go and watch it. After watching that broadcast, then you begin to come back to your senses. Maybe you begin to come back to your senses that where we are heading to, it won't be easy. But let me tell you, after that, Biafra will come. We are heading to a place, and where we are heading to, it is going to be tougher. I said it from the beginning of this year. I said everything is going to increase. If you talk of blackmail will increase. Propaganda will increase. Killings will increase. Attacks will increase. And if you think it's a child play, think again. Please click like. I can see 100 and something people watching, but only 54 can be able to click like. Click like the video. When you like, people will come and join and hear these informations. When you click like, other people will get the info. It will notify other people. In social media, that is how it works. Because of the kind of message we are delivering, because of the agitation we are doing, they do not send our notification to people. They don't send a notification to Biafrans. It is you and I that will make the notification to go. It is you and I that will make the notification to reach all Biafrans wherever they are. When you don't click that like, your fellow Biafrans will not get a notification. Those who are watching our videos will not get a notification. But when you click like and you share accordingly, they will get a notification. Information is key. You and I know very well that the conventional media cannot tell the world what is happening. The conventional media will preach the message the way it's going to favor them. They will give the information the way it will forward. They will not tell it the way it's going to sound. They will not tell the exact truth. They have been doing it, and they continue to do so. So are you going to allow them to continue to tell their own narrative? We can't allow them. It is we that will tell our stories and tell it the way it is. That is why I'm here. That is why many autopilot groups are there preaching to tell our story the way it is. To tell our story. You saw, if you cannot understand what they are doing online, you know the issue of Mazi Nnamdi kind of jumping off bail. We are on this platform. On social media, that was where we argued about the Mazi Nnamdi kind of jumping bail. We destroyed that argument. Their conventional media continue to preach Mazi Nnamdi kind of jump bail. He jumped bail. They continue to use that phrase. They continue to use that phrase, and it was we on the social media that made sure that that phrase they are using died a natural death. It is in social media, you and I, you that is watching me, you that is watching me, that is sharing the video, you that is liking, what you are doing and what I'm doing is what made it possible that the world finally realized and know that Mazi Nnamdi didn't jump bail. It is still on this social media that we brought out the video of what transpired in the home of Mazi Nnamdi. We discussed it. It is still on that social media that we pass. The whole world saw it when the home of Mazi Nnamdi was invaded. And they begin to paint all manner of pictures and lies. Is it not unbelievable that even as at today, in the appeal court, their judge, the judge representing the government, still have the God to open mouth and begin to talk about Mazi Nnamdi kind of jumping bail? Is it not madness? Is it not madness and inhuman that you will see some people who doesn't have soul, some people that Satan have eaten their soul? You will see them in their conventional media. They will still use that phrase that Mazi Nnamdi can jump bail. After you saw what happened in the home of Mazi Nnamdi, how many people have survived what happened? Can that thing happen to their house and they survive? How many people will face what Mazi Nnamdi faced in his father's compound, in the home of a king, a palace of a king? The military invaded it, killed 28 people. 28 Biafrans lost their life. 28 Biafrans lost their life in the home of Mazi Nnamdi. Why they were trying to protect him? Up to today, nobody has been held accountable. No single person has been held accountable for what transpired in the home of Mazi Nnamdi. Jack, the dog, was killed. Because of the trauma of what happened, Mazi Nnamdi lost his two parents. Still in the same issue. And yet, you will see some people who are heartless. They will come to their conventional media and they will still open their dirty mouth to talk that Mazi Nnamdi jumped bail. You will still see a pharaoh. You will still see a heartless demon in their court calling himself a judge, and you will be talking about Mazi Nnamdi jumping bail, even when it is obvious that Mazi Nnamdi narrowly escaped death and he ran for his life. He ran for his life. And we know how long it took us before he was able to get himself in Israel. And yet, you will still see, that is to show you how heartless these people are. That is to show that we are dealing with demons. Demons, there are some demonic people. Mazi Nnamdi told you that. Mazi Nnamdi said that in the Zoological Republic, that they have the worst press. Nigerian press, that if Satan can come to the planet Earth and give Nigerian press money to preach that he is God, they are going to do it and promote it. If Satan come down to the earth with his original form, with his original form named as Satan, and go to Nigerian press, give them money, and tell them to say that he is the angel of light, they will do so. That is why somebody will come today and still be making argument on Mazi Nnamdi. Look at the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi. They went to Kenya and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi, started from lies. Initially, this same Attorney General of the Federation told us that it was Interpol, that he did it with Interpol. That was the impression he created the very first time when they brought Mazi Nnamdi in Nigeria. He opened his mouth and talked about Interpol. And when we shouted and talked about it, he denied. He never mentioned Interpol again. Interpol went out of it. Kenya, that was in cohort with them, Kenya could not be able to come into the matter again. They were even running for themselves. Kenya said that they are not aware. They were not aware that Mazi Nnamdi was kidnapped. They were not aware that Mazi Nnamdi came in and he went out. How can't you be aware that somebody used a British passport, enter your city with a passport, enter, stamped in, and then somebody came and kidnapped him and he disappeared? You did not know. Somebody came to your country with a private jet. You didn't know that private jet entered your country. A private jet will come to your country and take somebody and go. You wouldn't know. And you call yourself a country. These are the kind of stories we hear in Africa. These are the kind of stories we hear in Africa. That's why you say Africa to survive. Africa, the only thing that can bring the survival of Africa is Biafra. The only thing that can make Africa to begin to think of survival or begin to reason properly is Biafra. When Biafra comes, every of their senses will be strengthened. We will teach them how to behave normal, how to reason properly. Today, you see their peacock. The argument they are making upon an innocent man, that you will not let him have his freedom, that his freedom will jeopardize your national security. What national security are you talking about? What national security bullshit are you talking about? Are you talking about the national insecurity that you created by yourself? By sponsoring the Boko Haram? You are sponsoring Boko Haram openly. You are equipping them, giving them money. You are giving them equipment. You are supporting them. You are giving them uniform. You are putting them into your military and you send them to the Southeast. The same security you create by yourself. The same insecurity you created by yourself. All of a sudden, you are blaming Mazi and Nnamdi for your own insecurity. This is unheartful. This is how mad the Zoological Republic is. You see, when people of the world see it, when they hear it, that is why it is necessary that we come online and begin to speak. That is why it is necessary that we come on social media and begin to talk. That is why you have to share every single video you get about this very issue, mainly from the autopiloted group. As you are watching the video, you never know who can get it when you share it. You don't know who will come across it when you share it to your platform, in any platform you belong. When you are liking, you don't know whom the video will pop out on his own angle. Because the kind of lie they are painting, people will think it is real. Some people will be thinking that when they say that if they release Mazi and Nnamdi, that the country will be secure, they will think it is true. They will think it is Mazi that created insecurity. If you don't explain it, people will not know. But the insecurity they are talking about in Nigeria is an insecurity created by the government itself. It is the government of Nigeria that created the insecurity. Every single insecurity you see, including that one you see in the north. The insecurity you see in the north, they created it. The Boko Haram itself, it is the government themselves that created the Boko Haram. One of the architects of that Boko Haram, created Boko Haram, today is fighting for vice president. One of the people who we are superheading the creation of the Boko Haram is today running for vice president. And one of their major sponsors is a governor. And they are not hiding it. They created it before your own very eyes. You saw them recruit terrorists. You saw them recruiting them into their military. They did a ceremony for them. They gave them money. They are paying them. Before your own very eyes, they recruit them and they put them into the military. And you have seen many times that military men came to confess that their fellow military men opened fire and killed them in the war front. While they were fighting, mainly people from the south. You will be in the front thinking that you're fighting an enemy. Meanwhile, somebody will hit you from your back, will shoot you from your back. All these things are what is happening in the Zoological Republic. And insecurity they created the insecurity in the north. They did that. That was why, all this why, even when you see the terrorists, they went and blocked the train. There was no uproar. They had their Tokona jet, they didn't use it. The Boko Haram killed their chief of army staff, shot down the plane, and the man died. They covered it up. Nothing was done till today. In Kaduna State, their governor has come to confess that the terrorists are in charge of so many places. That even terrorists kidnap, catch criminals, and hand over to them. And they take. All these things are happening. Are you talking about the southern part of Nigeria? The southern part, the insecurity in the southern part of Nigeria is created by them. They don't care. Look at Benue State. Benue State have cried and cried and cried and lost it. Today, the Fulani terrorists have resumed attack in Benue State. So many of you must have seen the video. The Fulani terrorists, they have resumed attack in Benue State. They have resumed attack in Benue State. And go to Benue State to see what is happening in Benue State. People losing their life. 30-something people were murdered in Benue State a few days ago by the Fulani herdsmen. You know, initially when I was preaching here, I said that, why don't you ask questions? Where are these Fulani terrorists that have been killing since all this while? How all of a sudden they disappeared? In one of my programs, I asked that question. I said, have you asked yourself, why is it that the conventional media is no longer talking about the Fulani terrorists, the headers, the Fulani herdsmen terrorists? They're not talking about the fourth most dangerous terrorists in the world. Why is it that the media is no longer reporting about it? Have they suddenly disappeared? We saw when they were carrying weapons. We saw when they have taken over bushes. We saw when they were moving about. Have they suddenly, why is it that the media is not talking about them anymore? That's why I told you that the election you are seeing is a distraction, including the P2B and Co. They are all distractions. Today they have resumed attack in Benue State. Benue State is bleeding as you're watching. Benue State is bleeding again. All this is created by the Zoological Republic itself, headed by a terrorist, the late Muhammadu Buhari. They are still taking the life of innocent people on daily basis as you're watching. Are you talking about the Southeast? They are the one that created the insecurity in Southeast. They brought in the Boko Haram in Southeast. You saw videos, we saw more videos where they went to houses where people live and they open fire and begin to shoot to innocent civilians, unarmed civilians. You open fire on them. We have seen them go to a village. They burn down a village. We have seen them go to a market, burn down a market, and they claim they saw a bomb. Today, the recent one, you see them burning cars that are bringing materials to Biafra land. Burning trailers that are carrying people's goods to Biafra land. They are burning them down. What else are you waiting for? What else? What evidence again are you waiting for to know who is the cause of insecurity? And all of a sudden, you have the God to come in the court and say that if you leave Mazi Nnamdi, the place will be insecure. And if people outside are watching, they will think it is true. Meanwhile, you are the one creating the insecurity, including everyone, even the unknown government they are talking about. It is the government that created them. They created unknown government. When you have come to a city and you kill a father, kill a mother, and leave an orphan that doesn't have any business to do. Some people, you destroy their business, destroy their home. They have no home anymore. You render people useless. A man that have lost families, lost everything, lost wife and brothers, has nothing to lose anymore. And they will fight back. So you are busy talking about the unknown government. Talk about the genesis of how it started. Who created them? It is this same government that created it. After creating the insecurity, then you want to come back and blame it on Mazi Nnamdi. You want to use the insecurity you created to deny Mazi Nnamdi freedom. That cannot happen, not in our lifetime. It cannot happen. And that is why I always say the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi is in the hand of Biafran people, not in the hand of any idiot. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi is not in the hand of any man, any woman. It is in the hand of the Biafran people. It is you and I that will free Mazi Nnamdi. It is you and I that will free Mazi Nnamdi. What we do is what is going to grant Mazi Nnamdi free. Not their judge, not their court, not any lawyer, not any United Nations. It is what we do to continue to make the illegal arrest of Mazi Nnamdi very, very, very expensive. And as time goes on, you're going to see the music. Water all the way. That is the code. Water on high definition is being activated. It's going to be activated. Water on all angles, on all sections. The only thing you as a Biafran has to do is to open your ears wide. Listen to instructions. Obey instructions. And follow up. If you're in Biafra, and pay attention to Voice of Biafra. 97.5 FM. Pay attention to Voice of Biafra. Follow up all the auto-piloted groups, auto-piloted platform, every one of them. Follow them squarely. Follow them closely. Follow them closely so that information will not escape you. Follow Mazi Simon Ekpa on Twitter. He is tweeting every hour. Information is coming. Every hour. If you follow these steps, you are going to get into Biafra alive and well. But if you don't follow this step, you are going to endanger yourself. We want to make sure that everybody is carried along. We want to make sure that the collateral damage is reduced. We want to make sure that everybody is safe. I say it and I say it again. It is not the wish of the auto-piloted IPOB. It is not our wish that any Biafra should lose his life. It is not our wish that any innocent person should lose his life. It doesn't matter your tribe. It doesn't matter your location. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your belief. It doesn't matter the angle you belong. It is not our desire that any innocent person should lose his life. We are trying as much as possible to make sure that those things have been reduced. And you are going to help by paying attention, listening, and passing information. You will help by passing information, by paying attention to instruction that is being given to you. Remember, this is not the time to go to a platform where you listen to gossip. It is not time for gossip. Even if somebody comes to comment negative on your post, don't mind them, don't reply. When you see a negative comment, don't reply. If you cannot be able to look at it, just delete it and move ahead. Delete it and move ahead. Don't reply, don't respond to any useless talk. We are on a high speed, that we are on a critical time. Moving into we are counting days. We are counting days. It is 130 something days now. 130 something days for us to get into Biafra. And it is not a joke. Some of you who think it's a joke, I say go back and watch the broadcast of Mazi yesterday. When you see the strategies he's putting on ground, if you see the strategies he enumerated on that very video, you will know that it's not a child's play. You know that we're not playing. Every one of us have a role to play. Every one of us have a role to play. That's your humanitarian mind. It doesn't matter whether you are an IPOB family member or you are supporting. That's your humanitarian mind. As a Southerner, if you are from the South, it doesn't matter your religion. If you still have humanity in you, this is time for you to wake up. Prepare yourself to play your humanitarian role. Prepare yourself to play your humanitarian role, to help those who are in need, to help those who are injured, to help those who will be attacked, to help those who will be kidnapped, to help those who is going to fall victim, to hold those who will be facing the collateral damage. Whatever be your profession, more especially the nurses and doctors, prepare yourself for your humanitarian job. It is about to happen. You saw the instruction, the guideline given by Mazi. Every group, mainly all the markets in Nigeria, should begin to prepare themselves. They should begin to prepare their volunteer force. They should begin to begin their volunteer group to support, to pass information and help those who are in need. The time is running out. The time is running out. And as the Janjaweed is not slowing down, we are not slowing down either. As the Janjaweed is not slowing down, we are not slowing down either. If you're watching me from Biafra land, any place you are, begin to activate that your humanity conscience in you. Humanitarian, every one of us have to play the role of humanitarian. Listen, on this very phase we are going into. On this phase we are going into. A time might come when your house will be used to secure people. A time might come when your markets, your church, your schools will be used to accommodate people. Every one of us have to play your own role. And I say it, I've been announcing it, Mazi have been saying it, get necessary food items around you. If you are in Biafra land, get some necessary food items, all those necessary things you need on a daily basis. Buy them and stock it up. Buy them and stock it up. Stock up food for yourself. A time might come when there will be no market for you to go to. A time might come where the only way to secure yourself is to be at home. Prepare yourself. You know, when we say certain things, people call it a bluff. When we say certain things, they say they are not. Everything I'm saying today is going to be a witness when the time comes. Every single information I'm passing here, it will be a witness when the time comes that I said it. It will be a Abraham Samanepa witness that he said it. It will be a witness for all the other parental group that we said it. We don't want anybody to be left behind. And we are not slowing down. If you think by you not supporting or by you not doing anything that we're going to stop, you are wasting your garden time. The auto-piloted group is working with Chukwu Okabema, and Chukwu Okabema will raise people for himself. As he has started raising already, Chukwu Okabema will raise people for himself as he has started raising. Now, all the legitimate armed group are working with auto-piloted IPOB under the spokesmanship of Mazi Simon Ekpa and on the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi. That is where all the armed groups, legitimate armed groups in Biafra land, they are now working under auto-piloted group, under the spokesmanship of Mazi Simon Ekpa and on the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi. And we are good to go. We are good to go. So many people are coming on board, including countries. Countries are coming on board to support. Countries are coming on board. And when the time comes, you are going to be hearing it by yourself. When the time comes, you will hear it. There is time for everything. Even people you don't believe that they will participate in Biafra, they have woken up and they are doing things. You that you are there watching, start doing something. Start doing something. Start doing something in your own area, in your own little way. Whatever you know you can do. If it is to support the media team and begin to disseminate information, pass information. Whenever you see a video, make sure that it reaches everybody. If it is by praying, pray and fast. If that is what you can do. If it is by obeying the civil disobedience, obey it when you see it and pass the information to every other person. If you are financially blessed, this is the time. It is not the time to use your money to go and throw where they are dancing. It is not the time for you to take your money to go and take chieftaincy title. It is not the time for you to take your money to go and take answer or chora. It is not the time for you to use your money to go and take a chieftain title or 180 ora. No. The only 180 ora we have in Biafra land today is Chukwu Okabiama. Chukwu Okabiama is in charge. And let me tell you, as we are marching, the only place you must put your hope for you to succeed is the Chukwu Okabiama. Don't put your hope on any mortal man. Do not put your trust on hope on any mortal man or whatever they do. It is only when you have your stronghold on Chukwu Okabiama that anything you do will work for you. First of all, you must have Chukwu Okabiama as your stronghold. When you have Chukwu Okabiama as your stronghold, then you realize that anything that is around you, it is him that's in charge. Only then and then will you succeed. If you put your hope and trust on man, you are going to fail woefully. You are going to fail woefully. I bet you will fail woefully. I pray that every one of us will sit up and pay attention to the time that we are in. This is a very critical time. A time that we must pay attention to every single thing that is happening around us. We must not take anything for a joke. Every information you get is important. Every information you get at this point in time, share it and let it go to everybody. Don't keep it to yourself. Do not be stingy with information. Don't be stingy with information. Information is power. You know, during the first civil war we fought, they blocked us on information. We had a media blockade. People didn't know what was happening. People didn't know what was happening. The world, we don't know, including the Britain, who were sponsoring the war, their citizens didn't know what was happening. Their citizens didn't know what. But in this time, it doesn't. We don't care about their conventional media. Their BBC and CNN can go to hell. We don't care about them. But on social media, every single human being in UK today, they know what is going on in Biafra land, and they will follow up. And that is why it is important that we come online and talk. That is why we talk on Facebook, we talk on YouTube, and we share our videos. So that the ordinary people will get the information. As we are mounting pressure, they will mount pressure on their government to do the needful. But let me tell you, it is you and I that will free Biafra. It is you and I that will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You have seen the situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that it is what you do and what I do that will determine if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out or not. It is now clear. You have now seen it very, very clear. You have now seen, when we say it, people don't believe it. When I tell you that what will free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is your actions. Your actions and inaction is what is going to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why we must not slow down. Everything you have been doing that got us to this far, double it. Whatever you have been doing in the past that got us to this stage that we are now, double it. You must step it up. Step it up and double, triple it if you can. Triple it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to regain his freedom. My joy, as I always tell you, is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been vindicated, even by their own court, and the whole world saw that judgment. The whole world saw that judgment. We shared it, we posted it, their commission, they talked about it. The whole world saw it, that 3 judges in their appeal court said, let him go. 3 judges in the appeal court said that you kidnapped him illegally. There is no way you can begin to talk about justice in your injustice. You cannot be talking about justice in your injustice. You cannot be prosecuting somebody in injustice. You cannot be building something on nothing. That the first thing to do is to follow the legal process. You cannot use illegality to try anybody. It doesn't happen in any part of the world. You cannot be talking about justice in illegality. The appeal court made it clear. And today, you see them trying to replay another ball. And they are trying to replay that to clean their shame. They are going to fall deeper into more shame. We will make sure they fall into deeper shame. May Chukwu Okabiama guide and protect every single one of us here that is watching. Any place you're watching from. If you're watching from Biafra land, you're watching from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, any place you're watching from, I say may Chukwu Okabiama protect and keep you. If you are a Biafran, you are going to walk into Biafra, celebrate Biafra, and you will raise the flag of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are a Oduduwa person, you will see Oduduwa in your lifetime. You are from the Middle Belt, you will experience freedom in your lifetime. From any part of the world you are watching from, you will experience freedom in your own lifetime. It is not a crime for one to ask for self-determination. It is not a crime for one to ask for freedom. That is all we are asking for. Self-determination for the indigenous people, for them to be on their own. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect Sunday Igboho, secure him. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our men on the ground. All our men on the ground, may Chukwu Okike guide and protect our volunteer force as they are working tirelessly on a daily basis. This is a critical time for them. We have to support them as we are supporting them. We support them in prayers also. That Chukwu Okike will build a wall of fire around our gallant men. Build a wall of fire around their camps, that no bullet of the enemy will penetrate them. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect the Umuada, guide and protect the media team, guide and protect the Umuadas who are doing marvelous work. Madam Azuka, who is leading the Umuada, may Chukwu Okike continue to inspire him, continue to give him more strength to continue to lead until we go to that promised land. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect our brother Mazi Simon Ekpa. Our spokesperson, the spokesperson of Biafra, who is standing in gap for all, who is taking the bullet for every one of us. Chukwu Okike will be his stronghold. May Chukwu Okike continue to increase his mental toughness, give him more wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Continue to build wall around him that no bullet of the enemies will penetrate him, both spiritually and physically. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Secure our spirit leader, be with him, guide him, protect him, keep him for us. Very soon he's going to join us, and no weapon formed or fashioned against him shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you, and I will see you again tomorrow by the Spirit of Chukwu. Thank you, and stay blessed.